In 1974, Erin Moran, a 13-year-old girl with a smile that won over America, stood on the set of Happy Days. As Joanie Cunningham, she was adored by millions, her name splashed across t-shirts, lunchboxes, and posters hung in teenagers' bedrooms. She was an icon of the 1970s, a shining star who had Hollywood at her feet. But 43 years later, she was found dead in a rundown trailer park in Indiana, 56 years old, amid cruel whispers of overdose and a hidden illness. How did a screen legend fall so far? Did Hollywood crush her without mercy? Or was there a secret behind her death? A neighbor said Erin received a strange package before she passed, her hands trembling as she opened it. A notebook, filled with names of those who can't be forgiven, was found among her things. Erin's story is a plunge from glory to despair, where dark clues still beg for answers. Stick around to uncover the truth behind her tragedy. Chapter 1. A forced smile under crushing pressure. In a faded photo from 1966, little Erin Moran, blonde hair tied high, beams under stage lights, her eyes sparkling like the world was hers. But behind that smile was a notebook, scrawled with rejections from auditions. Her mother, Sharon, treated that notebook like a Bible, reading rejection letters aloud to remind Erin, "You can't lose to Jodie Foster." That pressure thrust Erin into Hollywood's spotlight, but stole her childhood. Born on October 18, 1960, in Burbank, California, Erin was the youngest in a working-class Irish family of 6 siblings, where kids' laughter mixed with money worries. Erin hit the set at 5, filming a First Federal Bank commercial. Her smile hushed the room, but that moment marked the day her childhood vanished forever. Instead of playing in the yard, she sat in a classroom a few hours a week, makeup still on her face from shoots, eyes on books, but her mind elsewhere. The cold click of the camera became familiar, but an old friend said Erin shivered whenever she heard it, like it stirred a memory she wanted to forget. Was it fear of failure or something deeper? Her father, Edward, slaved away as a financial manager to keep the family afloat. Sharon saw Hollywood's glow in her youngest daughter. She dragged Erin to auditions, where hairspray and directors' lighters filled the stuffy air. There, Erin learned to smile through a heavy heart. She landed roles in Daktari and My Three Sons, each part a step forward, but also a chain tying her to her mother's dream. Anson Williams, a later co-star, called her family demanding, with Sharon pushing Erin to outshine big names. A fan story claims Sharon stood outside a set, clutching Erin's first audition dress, whispering, "You have to do better." That pale blue dress stayed with Erin, but once she cried while wearing it, as if it symbolized all she'd lost. 1960s. Hollywood was a promised land, but for a girl like Erin, it was a battleground. Young actresses had to be perky, perfect, while cameras clacked and cigarette smoke stung their eyes. Erin hid her fears, but the camera's red light seemed to watch her. She'd stand alone in the dressing room, staring into the mirror, wondering if she could keep going. A friend said, young Erin once whispered, "I'm scared they'll forget me." Was that just a child's fear, or a sign of the tragedy to come? Did her mother's pressure and the camera's click plant the seeds of Erin's downfall? Or was it deeper pain waiting to surface? Chapter 2. Joanie adored, Erin erased. In 1974, 13-year-old Erin Moran walked onto the Happy Days set, where coffee mingled with the crew's lively chatter. In a red sweater and pleated skirt, She became Joanie Cunningham, Richie's spunky little sister. Erin's smile silenced the set, like she held America's heart. But behind the camera's red light, that cold click sounded, reminding her fame wasn't forever. A crew member said Erin once glanced at the camera, her eyes briefly sad, as if she knew glory came at a cost. Joanie was a sensation, the 1950s American girl everyone loved, from housewives to school kids. Erin brought mischief with every wink and witty line. She even showed off her sweet voice, from a Walton's performance to a duet with Scott Baio on Happy Days. Her singing filled the tiny recording room, making technicians pause to listen, but Hollywood didn't care. They wanted her as Joanie, not a singer or versatile actress. When she tried Joanie Loves Chachi with Baio, the show flopped, leaving Erin in an empty studio. The cameras click, mocking her dreams. Erin felt trapped. In an interview, she said, "I want to be myself, but everyone just sees Joanie." The public's love was a cage. A rumor spread that Erin turned down a role in a big director's film, fearing comparison to Joanie. Though unconfirmed, whispers said that choice made Hollywood shun her. The 1970s demanded actresses stay wholesome, but as Erin grew up, she wasn't allowed to. At after-hours parties, with clinking glasses and cigarette smoke, she sought escape. A crew member said she'd stand alone in a corner, clutching her drink, watching colleagues laugh, as if she felt her star fading. The camera's click, once a companion, became an obsession. A friend said Erin admitted, "I'm scared the cameras will stop rolling for me." Was it fear of being forgotten, or something else eating at her? In quiet moments, she stared into the dressing room mirror, wondering if she could escape Joanie's shadow. Hollywood, with its smoky studios and harsh contracts, seemed to set her on a dead-end path. Did turning down that big role seal her fate? Or had the camera's click already foretold her downfall? Chapter 3. Love's Salvation, Lasting Scars. When Happy Days lights dimmed, Erin Moran believed love could save her from fame's void. But maybe love, with its hopes and wounds, was the blade that never let her heal. She left the set, the camera's click behind, searching for a place to belong. Yet the people who entered her life, from her first husband to rumored flings, left deeper scars than Hollywood's glare. Erin married Rocky Ferguson, a man outside showbiz. She hoped for safety, but found a nightmare. Rocky controlled her every move, his harsh words like stones hurled at her pride. Once, she appeared with a bruise around her eye, hidden under thick makeup, only confiding in a friend after their divorce. During those years, Erin kept a faded blue handkerchief neatly folded in a wooden box, a gift she never explained. A friend said she'd stare at it, eyes misty, as if it came from a mystery man she wouldn't name. Who was he, and why the silence? Then came Stephen Fleischman, a humble Walmart worker who brought light to her darkness. They married, and Erin thought she'd found her haven. But soon, their last California home was lost to debt. Erin and Stephen packed memories into suitcases, moving to his mother's trailer in Indiana. That trailer, though, stopped being home after a fight with her mother-in-law. They were kicked out, leaving Erin in a parking lot, clutching her old cat as tabloid cameras flashed. That photo hit the front pages with cold headlines. Where is the Happy Days star now? Each camera click stabbed like a knife, reviving her fear of judgment from the studio days. Tabloids dug into her life, spreading rumors about a romance with Scott Baio, her Joanie Loves Chachi co-star. Bio denied it, but a friend said Erin wrote him a tear-stained letter, pouring out her pain at being shunned. Nobody saw that letter, only knowing she kept it in a small book she carried. That book remains missing. The 1980s tabloid culture turned Erin into prey. She'd touch the blue handkerchief, staring into the mirror, wondering if she deserved love. Did those emotional scars and the handkerchief hide a bigger secret, or were they just fragments of an unhealed heart? Chapter 4. Fame collapses, memories pawned. In a cheap Indiana motel room, a worn Happy Days poster hung crookedly, its edges frayed. Erin Moran sat on the bed's edge, neon light from the window falling on an old wallet photo. Her as Joanie Cunningham, smiling like the world was cheering. But her reality was the hum of a broken air conditioner and the click of tabloid cameras, hunting her broken moments. She tried to reclaim her glory, but Hollywood, like an old friend, had turned its back. Erin took a shot with Galaxy of Terror, but the film was panned, leaving her stuck as Joanie. Small roles in The Love Boat and Murder she wrote were mere crumbs, not enough to sustain her dreams. She'd stand before the dressing room mirror, asking if she was still an actress or just a fading memory. She, Marion Ross, and Anson Williams sued CBS over royalties from Happy Days t-shirts and lunchboxes. They won a small sum, but it vanished like water in the desert. Their last California home was foreclosed, forcing Erin and Stephen to pack memories into suitcases and move to an Indiana trailer park. Even that wasn't home after a family fight. Erin frequented a local bar, sitting alone, clutching a vodka. A bartender said she once whispered, "I lost everything because of one person." Nobody knew who. A friend guessed an old manager who promised a comeback. Others thought her ex-husband, Rocky, with financial secrets she never shared. But Erin just shook her head, eyes distant, like she feared facing the truth. Once, a motel worker found an old bank receipt in her room, showing a large sum transferred to an out-of-state account. Its purpose was unknown, and Erin never spoke of it. The blue handkerchief, a gift from that mystery man, stayed in its wooden box, like an unsolved riddle. Amid the chaos, Erin would stand outside a Walmart, not buying anything, just standing, watching people pass, her eyes searching for someone, or something she couldn't name. Tabloids snapped her, disheveled, hair tangled, with brutal headlines, "Happy Days, Star's Failure." Each camera, click, echoed the studio cameras, telling her the world no longer needed her. The 2000s, with its economic slump and vicious tabloid culture, made Erin a symbol of collapse. She kept that Happy Days photo in her wallet, but sometimes wondered if it was a curse. Did someone steal her life, or did she lose it piece by piece? Maybe. Even she didn't know anymore. Chapter 5. Shattered mirror, fractured mind. In a dim motel room, neon light flickered through the curtains, illuminating a cracked mirror. Erin Moran stared into nightly. Her face, once radiant in Happy Days, now bore the lines of depression. The darkness wasn't just around her, it was in her mind, clinging like a shadow, fed by liquor and prescription pills. She cried on TV, her voice trembling, "I just want people to remember me." But every headline, every jeer calling her a failure, cut into her pride, making her shrink. Erin felt isolated, like a boat adrift in a midnight sea. Friends said her siblings grew distant, offering no help when she needed it. An acquaintance recalled her calling Ron Howard, voice hopeful, only to get silence. Her Happy Days co-stars, once a second family, were now just memories. A rumor spread that Erin kept a diary, its pages scrawled with shaky words. "I'm scared the lights will burn me." Nobody saw that diary, but some guessed it was hidden in the wooden box with the blue handkerchief. The motel's cracked mirror, a worker said, looked like it had been smashed. But Erin never explained why. The 1980s and 90s had no room for child stars' mental health. Erin turned to liquor to ease the eye pain, but it dragged her deeper into the dark. One night, she sat in a bar, eyes lost, watching strangers laugh. A server said she mumbled, "I used to be somebody." She'd stand by the window, staring at flickering streetlights, like she was searching for an old version of herself. The click of tabloid cameras, once chasing her, now echoed in her mind, reminding her the world had moved on. Was the cracked mirror and those diary lines her cry for help? Or had someone pushed her into a darkness she couldn't escape? Chapter 6. Blood on the Pillow. Truth Burned Away. In a frigid Corydon, Indiana trailer park, Erin Moran lived among thin walls, wind whistling through windows, and the smell of stale cigarettes. Hollywood's glow was a distant memory, but she kept that blue handkerchief in its wooden box, a silent piece of the past. Just years before, she and Stephen were kicked out of his mother's trailer after a fight, forced to stay at a Holiday Inn Express, where the air conditioner's hum replaced applause. Then illness struck. One morning, Erin woke with blood on her pillow, thinking it was a small bite. Tests revealed stage 4 throat cancer. She couldn't eat or speak, relying on a feeding tube. Stephen, in an online letter, said he held her hand nightly, feeding her 6 to 8 times a day, her eyes still shining with hope despite her frail body. Erin died on April 22, 2017, beside Stephen, peaceful yet in pain. The autopsy confirmed cancer as the cause, with no drugs found. But overdose rumors spread online, leading to criticism of the public's quick judgment. A neighbor said weeks earlier, Erin got a strange package from a man. Her eyes panicked as she opened it. Nobody knew what was inside, but it hinted at debts or threats. Another said she burned Happy Days keepsakes in the yard, whispering, "I don't want to remember anymore." A charred paper was found, with just a few words, "I tried." The stigma of a failed child star made people believe rumors over truth. Anson Williams, who stayed in touch via texts, cried at her passing, saying she stayed hopeful to the end. The cameras click once her companion became a curse. In her final days, Erin stared into the cracked mirror, as if searching for Joanie Cunningham. A motel worker said she left behind the wooden box, with the handkerchief and old bank receipt, like an unsolved puzzle. Were these clues just coincidence, or did they hide something deeper about her life? Was cancer the full story of Erin's death, or do the charred paper and strange package conceal a secret she took to her grave? Epilogue. A forgotten legacy. Unanswered mysteries. Erin Moran stepped out of Happy Days' spotlight, leaving a legacy both dazzling and heartbreaking. As Joanie Cunningham, she made millions laugh, her smile and wink lighting up screens. Happy Days still airs worldwide, bringing her to new generations. But in her final motel room, only neon light and a cracked mirror kept her company. Erin's story warns of Hollywood's cruelty, where child stars, especially women, are discarded when they no longer fit the wholesome image. The Erin Moran Fund, started by fans, raises money for former child stars' mental health, a small light in the dark. Ron Howard called her an unyielding spirit, and Henry Winkler wrote, "She's found the peace she always sought." Erin's story shows fame's steep price. She stood amid applause but left in silence, with overdose whispers overshadowing her talent. People remember her sweet voice in the Waltons, her spunk in Happy Days, but few see the broken heart behind it. Mysteries linger. The notebook listing those who can't be forgiven, the strange package a neighbor saw, the blue handkerchief in its wooden box, or the charred paper saying, "I tried." Are they real? Or just tabloid fodder and fans' imaginations? A fan campaign for a star on the Walk of Fame faded, like her life. Was she punished by Hollywood for rejecting a big role? Or was she a victim of a system that discards the useless? Erin stood outside that Walmart, eyes lost, like she was waiting for a miracle that never came. Today, what do you remember? Joanie's smile or Erin's pain? Does she deserve more recognition? Share your thoughts in the comments. Erin Moran's story reminds us that behind every on-screen smile is a person with dreams, pain, and untold secrets. What do you think really happened to Erin Moran?